If you can just carve out 15 minutes a week and have all the other people do 15 minutes a week, then the agency, or whatever you want to call it, is a combination of in-house people that are collecting and processing, plus a couple external people that help on certain things. So the agency is really just processing. The ads are owned in-house. I think advertising should never go outside. Processing can go outside. There's Mr. Zach.
Dennis, how's it going, man?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not as excited as I am, that's for sure.
Really? What makes you think I'm not excited?
No, I'm sure you're excited. I can only imagine how many times you've helped people on stuff and everything. So this is a whole new world for us.
It never gets old. I'm an engineer who's learned marketing.
Yeah.
That there are never any problems, only opportunities.
Yeah.
So I look at your stuff and I see lots of opportunities.
No, it's funny you mention that, because given I think I told you I'm a ex-CPA and have an economics degree and everything. And I've been telling my team over and over and over for the past couple quarters, really the first half of this year, that there's so much opportunity in our industry and for our specific business. Just ignore all the news and the noise and all the stuff. I mean, they try to get in your head and convince you that there's a recession and that you're not. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, this happens every 20 years. So you and we know this.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't know this. It's kids.
So let me ask you, while you're pulling that up, I'm still trying to understand, I guess, the delineation between my personal brand and the company, and how, I think I told you my roots are really in SEO, and how SEO is impacted if we're focusing on my personal side of things.
Right. So think of it this way. Tommy Mello, right?
I don't think I do know him.
Oh, he's my lighthouse in home services. I thought for sure you'd know him. I figured you would have seen his stuff and said, oh, based on what you're doing with him, can you do the same thing for us? But I'll just show you.
Yeah.
So we look at Tommy, his face is everywhere, nationwide, on the trucks, on the billboards. He's got his book, The Home Service Millionaire. He has his podcast. He's claimed all his socials, all the things that you'd expect with a strong personal brand. And that's been his key to growth. 50,000 in debt. Now he's at 100 million, and I think he's going to be $1 billion in 5 years, because his biggest bottleneck has been getting more texts. So by him showing day to day and what he's doing, and
people start reaching out to him too and want to work for him, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives him a great reputation, because then he can get the garage door text from all the other places. He's literally just making stories along the way.
Gotcha. So you mentioned A1 Garage, so I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah. His biggest thing is hiring. He already has a system for marketing to do the SEO and PPC and all that. So he's a couple steps ahead of you. But look at what he's doing here. He's featuring the team.
Yep.
And when they fly people into Phoenix for onboarding, and they have all the new trucks and all these things that are happening. Look, that's his face there, right? It's crazy, right? There's lots and lots of these. They show all the sales guys together. They show the customers. They show these things. And of course, this is his personal brand.
So this is his public figure page?
This is his profile, but we have a public figure page too that we boost, and we cross post. So things
That's
that
funny.
are
My dog looks almost identical to that dog. That's hilarious.
And there's a lot of other lighthouses that are in other verticals. I would love for you to be the lighthouse for roofing, because what I have right now is like David Carroll, but he's not really he's more like a service, or more like selling postcards and that kind of thing than the other bits.
Yeah.
But he started out as a lighthouse for pressure washing when he first started.
And when you said lighthouse, what does lighthouse mean to you? Because I'm not a.
Oh, that's a special term. That's a dentist word. A lighthouse is someone who is well respected in their industry for what they do. So this guy is a dentist, and he still is a practicing dentist, but he's got a ton of dentists and in his office. And I saw him a couple of days ago in Dallas. So he is a dentist. So he has 45,000 dental professionals that follow him. So if you're a dentist, you probably know who this guy is.
Gotcha. Makes total sense.
This is a very common path in service businesses, where you grow and grow, you make 7 figures, you get to 8 figures, you have a team of people, kind of like where you are right at that verge. And then at a certain point, you want to be an industry influencer. You want to get involved in your church. You want to speak on stage. You want to have lifestyle free of being involved in the operations of the company. So you start going to masterminds and doing all the kinds of things like that. And so he's well well into that path. And like Tommy and all these guys, they'll pay $100,000 to go to one of these events, right? And I connect these other lighthouses together, and I want to connect you to the other lighthouses so you can see. You always want to see people who are like where you are, and then some of these people who are just a couple steps ahead, just so that you can hear from me because I coach all these people. But I think it's just better for you to build friendships directly with these other people.
No, absolutely. I think that there's some amount of just being in the business and doing it that they're going to have some insights.
Yeah, this guy's a dentist. There's huge I know it's a completely different business technically from the consumer side, but from the business side and for managing a brand, like this is my life insurance figurehead, right? Same kind of thing.
It's like, I think, is it Tom Ford is the real estate agency guy?
Yeah.
You work with him some, and I think that's right. Tom Ferry. And,
yeah, so who Tom Ferry is, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I was actually using him as an example when I was talking to my dad about this, just how it's really not that different.
So he's a lighthouse here, right?
Versus us. Yeah.
So Tom Ferry is a lighthouse. Real estate and mortgage and dentist and life insurance and roofing and all that are technically different. But from the brand management side, it's the same thing. Because he's a lighthouse, to your original question, meaning he's well known in the industry, then it's practicing what you preach. Right. I hate hypocrisy because there's so many people that teach social media or how do you become a life coach or whatever kind of, but they don't actually walk the talk.
Yeah, no doubt.
When you set the
all the time
to these other roofers, then all of them can clearly see, here's the process that we follow. So we turn everything into a set of these checklists, following, learn, do, teach, which is, you'll hear these like acronyms and things like that from me on how we do this. And we just document how we do this. Like here, I was in Miami a couple of days ago, and these are all the 7-figure agencies. These are agencies that service these guys. And we show, here's how you hire VAs, because we've done hundreds, if not thousands of these guys, right? So you have tons of these documents that we create. Like here's how we do it for life insurance agents. So $1 a day for life insurance agents.
So I'm curious, just on the side note of the $1 a day stuff, you're not going to believe this. I accidentally deleted the ads that I was running from last week. And I at least have some data that we could look at and stuff, but I ended up having to recreate them. But I noticed in your LinkedIn video, it's probably better that I did that accidentally now than a year and a half from now. So
yeah, we don't have any momentum yet, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah,
exactly. I noticed as I was listening to your LinkedIn one earlier, and you specifically mentioned in there that $1 a day doesn't work anymore. You have to do $2 a day. And
I'm just kidding. It's always $1 a day.
It's always $1 a day.
It's always been $1 a day for 15 years. Yeah.
Okay. Because I think you mentioned something in that webinar that was saying, I guess Facebook frowned upon maybe doing $1 a day. And now I don't know when that thing was taken.
I'm just joking. Other people are like, well, what can I get for $1.25 a day? Right.
Yeah. No, I hear you for sure. Yeah. So I've been running $1 a day, I guess, for probably 5 or 6 days now. And it seems like some of the videos are doing pretty well.
We haven't even gotten started yet because we got to find a winner. Find these winners. We put it into your greatest hits and build the topic wheel, which then allows us to create more content against it and boost it more and all that kind of stuff. Like here's an example for financial advisors. We're teaching all the other financial advisors because this guy is well known among the other financial advisors because he just put on his conference and invited all the top people in the industry, and he has a podcast and YouTube and all that kind of stuff, right? So his personal brand, this is a whole course and whatever that we recorded, is a combination of making 1-minute videos with people who are well known. And that includes customers and clients, not just the Tom Ferry level people of the world, but we do want to cross industries as well because it's just nice.
So I really need to have all these profiles, because right now what I shared with you guys was just the company level profiles. I really need to have an individual account on each one of these too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we need to, because then when I Google you, I want to be able to see, because there's all these other people that show up under Zach Reece.
Yeah.
I think you told me that you hadn't really put in an effort because you've been focusing on the business and in the business.
On the business and SEO predominantly. I mean, I've spent tons and tons of energy and money and effort on it.
Yeah, and your SEO is decent. I can see where your top links are in terms of where this links are coming through, and you're like a DR40.
Yep.
You rank on 3,000 keywords, which is great. So I can see where these links are coming from. But if I look at particular things related to any of the pages on callanyourroofers.com, see what's missing here is you have very few. Actually, no, you do down here. But a lot of these other ones, you're missing the opportunity for rich media and for other. I think I told you this. Other types of. Let me just.
You're saying rich media as in using video and stuff like that.
Yeah, just to be able to get more of the search features. See here?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I showed you this last time. You notice how it's just 2s and 3s?
Yeah.
Did I ever explain like why this is important and what's going on here and what the opportunity is and what you're missing?
We talked about how you can appear, and I've heard it in your videos, how you can appear in YouTube Shorts and all these different, I guess, areas on search as opposed to just local pack. And
yeah, these should all be 5s and 6s.
Gotcha.
Because if we look at A1 Garage, and they're a bigger company, so there's other differences.
Yeah, but I'm hoping we've got a couple big jobs that are supposed to come through towards the end of this year, and if we can get that, I think I may go ahead and pay somebody maybe that you can refer me to or something to
5s, 6s, and 7s. And if we look at most of the folks we work with, they're all up in 5, 6, and 7. So it's one thing to rank on your name, of course, or rank on Atlanta Roofing and all the stuff you're doing for SEO on the search side, on the pure search side for Atlanta Roofing. But here, like this guy, garage door sizes. So they made tons of videos, so you can see all the other search features they have, right?
Yeah, no doubt. And those are monster global terms too, right? I mean, that's not, although I guess keyword difficulty there is not huge, but that's some pretty good volume.
It's still good. And anything close to 50 is already pretty. Actually, in local, anything above 30 is starting to get medium difficulty because local by definition is only in your market, right? Yeah. What
was the keyword difficulty on those Atlanta search terms that we were ranking for? I think last time I was looking at it, it's pretty darn
40s. It's similar. 30s and 40s. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Well, Alpharetta or any of the suburb ones are obviously a lot easier.
Yeah. But
you're mostly 2s and 3s here.
Yeah.
Because you straight up are missing these. It's just repurposing content. What we talked about. That's what Jennifer should be just all day long. Jennifer should be doing this for the first couple of weeks, and then we hire someone from Pakistan or the Philippines just to do that all day because it's not worth their time. But we got to get the machine going, and then you have a VA, and all they do is repurpose. If you have, let's see how many pages we have.
I think I've got like 150 or something like that.
I remember thinking it was low when we looked at it, 219, but really. These are all, there's a lot of category pages. So there's probably only 150, probably 150 in here. Yeah. So then back to your original question about your personal brand. Your personal brand, Zach, is the vehicle to create a lot of this video first driven content. And this also includes you interviewing your techs and you training them. So you're not out there on the job sites and whatnot, but everything you do is an opportunity to make a 1-minute video. Just like Tommy. Tommy's got offices all over the United States. He's not there for every single customer, every single new van or every single whatever training
session. Even to your point, there's stuff like we do a weekly sales meeting on Tuesdays. And the first thing we always do in the sales meeting, I'm big on, like I was saying earlier, just trying to stay positive and control your own mindset stuff. And we go around in a circle and everybody shares their good news from the prior week.
Yeah. Tommy shares that. So you look at Tommy or look at Caleb or look at these other folks, they're constantly honoring what they give out awards every week for people that have whatever they've achieved.
Yeah.
And especially because they're heavily commission driven. I'm not sure if it's the same for you guys. Then
it's pretty much exclusively commission unless you're working in the office. Yeah. All the guys out in the field are
a bunch of 30-year-old guys and they live on the commission and they love like these testosterone, like stereotypical males, and that they thrive on that. And then when they find out that A1 not only is paying them well and training them well, and they can tell their great story about how they're taking care of their family, and before they was like this, and now they're living successfully, but now they can do even better and they can help out other people. And the company is going to pay money to boost their brand and make them look bigger and help them get more jobs and help them hire more people and grow these teams. Why not? Right?
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah. So really, my personal would be more, and that makes more sense. So the personal brand is more around the content wheel and all that sort of stuff that I've seen in the videos. And then the company stays roofing related, but it's about the people inside, internal and external.
It's always people, Zach, that are driving the content creation. So when you as the figurehead create content and it is high authority, then it can easily be repurposed into other forms of content. So it's really just it's a content creation play. So social media is a content creation play. It is not for the sake of like getting 100,000 followers or trying to become some celebrity, or that's not.
That's what I was talking to Jennifer about, that how it's very, she was looking at your profile actually, and she probably would hate that I told you this, but she was like, he doesn't even have that many followers. And I said, Jen, he doesn't care about followers, he cares about business results, right?
I'm a B2B guy. I am not like a movie star or whatever, these athletes or these other people.
No, I totally get it. So what's the next step at this point? I mean, we've got these 1-minute videos that we're testing. What I guess you can tell I'm a hyper action kind of person.
Yeah, and it's straightforward, right? It's the same model we've done for years and years. Let's get those 1 minute videos out, mainly on Facebook, some on Twitter, some on LinkedIn, and turn some of them into blog posts, ones that are longer, boost them up for $1 a day. And then the next week or two, and when Jennifer can do this, or I can look at this, or we can have little 15-minute meetings, let's find out what the winners are. And that's when the project actually starts. Like, we can think what we think might be good, but it's just way more fun when we have real data to look at, and we can start to talk about it and make plans based on your data. And
so really just what you're saying is just keep creating those videos and let them run out for 10 days. And then we can look at it. Because
we're just getting going, right?
Yeah.
We don't really have, I mean, there's not much traffic that comes to the site except through this organic piece. There's nothing coming through social, right?
Nothing. That's why, to your point, huge opportunity. I mean, it's
exactly. I love saying it's huge. We'll say that all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not only the site traffic, because we're going to see it in the GMB. We're going to see it in our rankings. We're going to see it in YouTube, and we're going to see it in all the different places, not only the website. And I love how GA4 is set up for you, which is great. So we can start to see more data, more event.
I don't know if GA4 is.
Well, I saw there is a view here. This one.
I'm not sure it's actually set up. I think I just added the view a while back, and then I know isn't it mandatory coming up soon though?
Yeah, in a couple of months. Well, Google has pushed out the date a few times, but they're saying for sure, what is it, like September, October of this year?
Well, I think I told you I've got Neil Patel's team helping on some SEO stuff, which I don't know if I'll renew my contract with them because it's just so darn expensive. It's unbelievable. But, I mean, we've been spending, hindsight 2020, I wish I had gotten in touch with you a long time ago. We've been spending $30,000, $40,000 a month on marketing and lead generation stuff. And it's just crazy.
You can spend the money on the ads, but the real power is in the content. And of course, SEO is free. Right?
Yeah. And that's a good point. We were spending probably 10, 15 grand a month on ads. And then, SEO, still, Neil charged me $5,000 a month. So
you don't need to do that. I mean, Neil's been a friend of mine for 15 years.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with SEO is kind of like, I don't want to say it's going to a crooked mechanic, but it's like you as the client may or may not be educated in what's actually going on with SEO.
Yeah.
I view the investment in any program like SEO or lead gen or whatever as there's a paid component, meaning you have to pay Google and Facebook and Twitter, whatever, to show up. And then there's a labor component. And when I think about SEO now in the last 3 years, the labor component is more in-house because we have to collect the videos and then turn the videos into all the other kinds of content. So there's a bunch of places out there, I won't name them, but who they are, that will charge you to do SEO. But then they say you don't have to do anything. You just pay us and we'll do all of this SEO. And then because you're never educated what SEO is, you're like, okay, well, I guess it's like paying to have my car worked on. Okay, great. Sure. Whatever it costs. I mean, I know I need to do it, so I'm going to pay for it. But
it's the same thing with our email marketing we've been doing with them. I'm actually going to end the contract on that on Monday. I have a call with them tomorrow because just sending out these stock emails with stock images and stuff. I mean, people aren't stupid. They don't click on it. They don't read it.
Right.
It's just not effective.
Right. That's where people like Dave come in because he can personalize it and send out direct mail against it and retarget and say, hey, someone in your neighborhood just had their roof, and you can see the neighborhood, things like that. So all of those they stand out when advertising just starts to all look the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's cool. The key of what you've hired us to do, to work together with you on, is your personal brand. So I want to get your topic wheel built out. I want to start boosting $1 a day. I know you're very into action oriented, so that's great. I love seeing that. I want to see Jennifer be able to process those videos initially. And then I promised you tomorrow or so, we'll have some quick done for you things so that when you're doing podcasts with other folks, we can chop those things up and put into a podcast. Can be an hour. We can chop up 6 or 7 snippets from every podcast that are the key bullets, right?
That's why I was thinking about doing the podcast, because I'd rather sit down for an hour with somebody and then have 10 pieces of content out of it and one long form evergreen piece of content at the same time.
What's the hack to it? That's what Ali Awad teaches. Once a month. Okay. Yeah. I can send you the whole deck, which is based on what I taught him years ago.
Yeah.
He's one of those like quick take action sorts of people too, which I love it. But he'll sit down once a month and record a whole bunch of things, a bunch of little, like how PAA works and how we want to get those things for Google, right? Yep. So just answer all those PAAs And those will be turned into web pages, turned into Instagrams and tweets. And look, if you look at him on Instagram, for example, a lot of what he's putting here, was it 1.9? Wow, I didn't know he grew so fast.
Wow, 1.9 million. That's unbelievable.
But he's also known as spending a lot of money on ads too, because he's got an 8-figure PI firm in Atlanta just on social media. His SEO is kind of weak, but he's
8-figure PR company that's handling his social media.
No, 8-figure personal injury attorney.
Oh.
Which is not that hard to do because just a few settlements and you're already there, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like roofing. I mean, it's the same kind of thing. I've got some projects right now that are worth about $4 million that, fingers crossed, they'll come through in the last quarter. And it doesn't take that much. It just takes meeting a few of the right people.
Yep. Yeah.
So bottom line is I think I need to go set up all my regain access to. I think I at some point had access to all my accounts on stuff like that.
Yeah. Just get all of the socials claimed. Let's get your content together into the content library, and the best stuff we put into the topic wheel.
Yep.
Repurpose existing content that you have. You can keep making new content. That's great, but let's repurpose existing content that you have, start boosting. And then in the main Basecamp thread, where we're constantly updating and optimizing and learning, what we call the main iteration thread, then all of us can see what's working. And the beauty is that, say like in 4 weeks or 5 weeks, we start to find a few of these that are working really well, and we won't know. We'll guess, but we'll quickly find out. Then it's evergreen. It's like SEO. It's just the ads just keep running, and then we don't have to keep making as much new content.
Yeah. That's what was really interesting to me was the fact that you could keep running these things because you're dead on. Nobody.
Because it doesn't make sense to pay the same level of a retainer. I mean, maybe you need to pay for maintenance. Maybe there's other enhancements, maybe whatever it is. But the idea of paying $5,000 a month doesn't make sense, because then the question is like, what are you doing for each of these months? I did the first couple of months, but then, okay, after the first 3 months, what are you really doing? And the dirty little secret is, for those of us to do SEO and social media, it's really just a way of financing a package. So if you want to sell a $30,000 package, some people they don't like the taste of that. So they like the idea of $5,000 a month for 6 months or something like that.
Yeah. And I think really all they're doing on a monthly basis is writing a blog post. But to be honest with you, I give them the topic. I give them kind of the keywords that I want to target. And so then at that point, you could use something like Jarvis AI that I know you are a fan of.
Well, you could use Jarvis, but you also want to have humans involved in the right way too. But I get you.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, I like what you're doing here. How much is a new roof cost? And it's obvious this is an SEO post, right?
Yeah, and see, that's the only thing I will say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've liked working with Neil's folks and stuff, but like that's a post that I wrote myself probably a year and a half ago.
Yeah. So we're almost in 2023, so you literally will take this and change this 2023 and make a couple updates on how the game works, right?
I actually wrote it in 2020, I think 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
And then last year I added that infographic to it.
Yeah, and this is a powerful page of yours, because this one page has got tons of links to it, ranks on a ton of keywords.
Yeah.
But the good and bad of it is also that you basically have like 4 pages that are driving you most of your traffic, and you can't be dependent upon just these ones. And like roof replacement. No,
you're dead on. If you look at GA, it shows like there's like 3 or 4 pages that are, I think, our homepage, obviously, and then that blog, and then there's maybe a couple others that are driving some traffic, but it's certainly not like we have a bunch of blogs. Findlay Roofing is actually the largest company in the Southeast for residential roofing, which is the one you saw ranking number 1 on that search. And they probably have hundreds of blogs on their site.
Yeah. We just need to have more pages up.
Yeah. It's tough in roofing too, to come up with topics and stuff, but I know I've seen your stuff on the videos about how to come up with different topic ideas and see what people are searching and all that.
Yeah. Actually, I want to go back to the other one. I want to see, did we configure the Search Console in here?
Yes. I have Search Console set up. Yeah.
We linked them? Yes, we did. Okay. We'll see more in Search Console, but these impressions coming from roof repair, roof replacement, roofers. Okay. Yeah.
But ranking horribly. I mean, you see that.
Well, this is nationwide. So, but if we say Atlanta, whatever. Yeah. You don't care.
Yeah, that's actually when I go in Search Console, I always I put Atlanta in as a filter,
yeah,
just because, like you said, it's something that's a little more relevant.
Well, as you grow, you may want to expand into other areas too,
yeah,
and then start to license it out. I mean, that's what Tommy's doing.
Yeah,
he became so good that he started expanding. Now he's buying up other companies because he has better marketing. These other roofers, or other garage door people, they just want to do garage doors. They don't really understand the business side. They're basically employees.
Yeah,
so you can buy them out.
They basically have a job working for themselves.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can't talk much stuff because that's what I have right now. So hopefully we'll get past that.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you can see but here's the great thing, to your point of so much opportunity. The most impact is going to be going from somewhere between 8 and 5 up into the top 3 on any of these terms.
Oh yeah. Well, number one, Dom, the first 3 take most of it. And then number 1 takes 25% of all the traffic, the first position. Yeah, it really is a number 1 culture. Top 3 is great. So, number 1 dominates. Yeah.
yeah. So if we can get to that point, and I don't think I appreciated when I started doing SEO just how much it's all interconnected now with social, and it's not like you're going to do it in some silo and think you're going to get to the top.
Yeah. So seeing this, increasing the SERP features is going to be huge for us, and that's a slam dunk. I don't want to set expectations ridiculously, but this should make a significant impact for us.
And that's going to be done through simply doing the 1-minute videos, and then Jennifer taking them and putting those videos on those pages.
Yeah, we're going to set up a media room on your site so we can centralize all those signals for local. And then if you haven't already, configure your Twitter and your Reddit and your Instagram and your LinkedIn and your Pinterest. And we're going to tie all those together.
Gotcha. Okay. So help me understand this, because I know you said for the first few weeks, Jennifer should be the one doing this.
Right.
What I heard, repurpose content, cross-posting, all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So do we literally, let's say I do a 1-minute video on my phone, like the ones that I've boosted on Facebook. Yeah. And then does someone manually go log into each of these accounts and post it? Or
we recommend that to start. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like this you've been messaging with me on Twitter. Is like nothing going on for you on Twitter, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
And that's an easy way to show up, because it's usually a Twitter carousel and usually a YouTube carousel, right? And search results.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. No, I do. Absolutely. Okay. So I
just don't have to pimp this out. We can boost posts here too, right?
Yeah.
If you see me boost posts on Twitter, you can boost on every single social network.
Yeah. No, I know. I remember you mentioned the reason to start on Facebook, I guess, was because you could do it for $1 a day.
Well, Twitter, you can do $1 a day too. Look.
So really? Okay.
Yeah. Look, here's my profile. So I practice what we preach, and you're right. I only have 70,000 followers, whatever, right? Doesn't matter. Yeah.
She's cracking me up. I'm like,
I have 1 million on Facebook, but whatever.
She's cracking me up. There was one platform where she was like, I have 50,000 and Dennis has 35,000. Like, I'm like, Jennifer, oh my God.
I know people who have millions and they're driving Uber. Okay.
I know. Yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Serious. Kids that have millions and they don't have any money, so they're driving Uber.
I think I asked you this last time, actually. Have you heard of Shithead Steve?
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah. He's got like 40 million on all of his stuff. He's doing.
Look at this. This was 2 days ago. I was flying into Vegas and we were about to land, and then the pilot aborts the landing because we're wobbling and
yeah.
And like, this is just an organic tweet. This is 2 days ago.
Yeah,
got 100,000 views
without boosting it.
No, there's no boosting it, and the media picked it up too.
Wow.
And quoted me. Yeah, I mean, if we come here and we'll say mentions. Okay, here's one. Flooded. This is the local TV station. See, in Vegas, there's flooding because they don't really know what to do. And look at this. Here's my tweet showing up 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
And they show my video or whatever it is, right? It's 2 days ago. It's not like something that happened 10 years ago. I'm living off of that. So this is what I live and breathe. These techniques work every single day.
Yeah, you just have to be I guess, in the frame of mind to remember to, hey, let me snap something real quick. Definitely a little bit of a retraining.
I put it up there, but it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Anytime you speak, anytime you're on. Whenever a friend, I'll buy their book and I take a picture with it. I never read anyone's books, but I always take a picture with it. People like that, right?
So is video better on Twitter also?
Pictures are better. I mean, you can use Twitter. There's no limit to the number of things that you can do on Twitter. So
yeah,
Twitter, you can just post all day long. So this is actually kind of low because I'm posting only half as much as I used to post. So I only posted 5 tweets a day.
Yeah,
you can literally post 50 times a day if you want, right?
And there's no dilution in
Nope.
The impact of them? No.
Nope. You can just keep tweeting because Twitter, it's all about what's going on right now. So if you happen to tweet something right now and there's other people online right now, they'll see it. But in 4 or 5 hours from now, it's like whatever's going on in 4 or 5 hours from now.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Live news. Yeah.
So then look, I got 500,000 people in the last 28 days and 30,000 of them came to look at my profile. So that's cool.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So
and this is all
really,
free.
so I've got we use HubSpot, and I think you can post to all these different platforms.
Yeah, it's okay to HubSpot and these other tools allow you to load them all up and schedule them and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the trouble is when people do that, it gets lazy and they don't think unless it just becomes this robot thing. And it's not because, it's not the networks like TikTok and Facebook and Twitter, whatever, are penalizing you for using a third-party tool. It's that the continued use of third-party tools causes you to be lazy and not think and not be able to boost. So when I come in and if I look at ads, have you seen $1 a day, right?
Yeah.
On Twitter, right?
Yep.
Where's this thing here? Switch accounts. I can take any tweet I want. Look, I've only spent $10 a day in the last 7 days, $80 in the last 7 days. But I'm promoting that I have this thing with Mike Stelzner. Mike Stelzner is the #1 guy. He runs social media marketing world. He's the top social media marketer on the planet, right?
Really? Okay. Is that the guy you were doing that podcast with the other day? You mentioned?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see that if I look at the top tweets just from the last week, this podcast. This is the #1 podcast in social media. And I'm willing to put money to share that out there. But you'll see other ones where, let me sort by the number of results.
Oh, this is the Social Media Examiner guy? Yeah. I'm watching.
What does Perez Hilton have to say about my skill with TikTok? So here he is talking about my book, right? And Perez Hilton, he's a celebrity guy who follows the proper paparazzi kind of thing, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, here, look, play his thing.
Hey, Dennis, you.
Oops. You can see this thing.
Hey, Dennis, it is Perez Hilton, and congratulations on being #1 on Amazon. I also think.
And so look, 77% video view rate, penny cost per view.
Yeah.
Or look at this one. I'm learning about wealth strategies from Caleb Williams. So I went to his mastermind, right? Absolutely fantastic because he's bringing all the top people, all the top financial advisors into this conference. So why not meet these people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So Zach,
this is the guy that was doing that course.
Yeah, I was just telling you, I've done tons of these, like Tom Ferry, whatever. It's fine. We basically reskin the same stuff that I have, but we inject it with examples from their industry. So then they have to collect it for their industry, but it's the same framework, right?
Yeah.
But look, when was the last time on an ad you've seen an 11% engagement rate or a 43% engagement rate, right?
Never.
A third of these people are liking and commenting and sharing. Right.
Yeah.
And therefore the cost result is low, but the key thing I'm going for here, and this is hopefully Jennifer will watch this part later. It's not that I'm trying to go for a high engagement rate or I'm trying to go for a lot of likes. It's that I'm going for high relevance. So Zach, the reason why this has such a high, each of these has such a high engagement rate is that I'm targeting very specific groups of people with Twitter. Right.
Really? Now, so you're not doing it like the Facebook ads we're running. We're not targeting much of anybody, just right
that's
now.
A key difference. So Facebook, you're only just targeting geo.
Gotcha.
Twitter, I can target particular users and or geo. So
gotcha.
I find Twitter's better for media manipulation because the media is all on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Consumers.
Yeah, which then in turn you get mentioned in their stuff and it all flows back to your SEO effort too.
Yeah. So let's see.
With a C.
Oh shoot, you're right.
You're good.
Taking pieces. I'm hungry again. Okay. All right. So I'm going to make a tweet right now. And I'm going to make a video. What should I say? I'm going to talk about you. What I'm going to say. Here, I'm going to do this. Let's see. Can I see you here? There. Okay. My favorite thing on a Sunday afternoon is to work on SEO with my buddy, Zach Reece here.
How's it going, Dennis?
Hey, if you want to learn how to do SEO, go check out Colony Roofers. Use my favorite SEO tool, Ahrefs, and see what we're up to. Okay, this wasn't very good, but I'm just going to use this just as an example, okay? Like maybe there's something I wanted to do a little bit better.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to take this video I just made and I'm going to say, just so I can show you to do. So there's absolutely zero friction in getting this stuff done, right? Because it literally takes like no time at all.
Yeah, you just got to basically take 2 seconds and think about it and then do it. I think a lot of people, you mentioned in your videos and stuff, people get fear of the red button for sure.
Yeah, they get all hung up on all this nonsense. Since you are Zach Reece ATL. Zach Reece ACH. Hang on, we got to type this in. Oops, there you are. Okay, so now let me go back to the ads. And you can do this with any tweet you've ever made, right? $1 a day, but 10 days. I used to say 7, but I like 10. inflation. And now I can target.
Facebook won't let you do 7. I've tried to do 7 and it wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah, I know. I can't do that anymore. But who are people that you would like to, maybe there's an industry association for roofers or something like that. Or
I mean, really? Oh, an industry association? I don't know. I mean, you talking about from a peer standpoint or from a customer standpoint?
But either way, it doesn't matter. We can hit anybody. Who do you want to influence?
Honestly, the apartment association people is who we're going after the most right now.
Is there anyone apartment association?
There's Atlanta Apartment Association, and then there's National Apartment Association.
There, Atlanta Apartment Association.
There you go. It's probably not a very big crowd though.
So what? 1,600's good enough.
There you go.
Now if I have that, now Florida apartment, Texas apartment, all these other apartments.
Georgia. Yeah, there's a Georgia Apartment Association too.
Georgia, you see it here?
Oh, Lincoln Property Company. That's a good one too.
Okay. Gray Star. Yeah, you see how
Gray Star is a good one. Gray Star is a great one.
Yeah.
There's National. Yeah, you had National there too. Yeah.
Okay, so we see Georgia. And the beauty is, what's that?
I love what you said too in one of the videos. It's a pay to play game. And I think that's one of the things that I've never really taken to heart. Like it feels like this mountain trying to design the perfect post and everything to get in front of people. And what you're saying is you don't have to do that. Just pay the thing $1 and it's going to figure it out.
And there's a 90% chance that this thing we just made is going to suck, but we'll make a bunch of them and one of them is going to win. And then put more money on it or change the targeting to whatever, or make another one that's like that. But the beauty is the idea of a greatest hits is once you have this greatest hits, it just keeps producing for you, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're trying to do. That's why a regular retainer kind of doesn't make sense unless it's like a rev share. So now I've taken this tweet that we made just now, and I've targeted against people who are members of the Atlanta Apartment Association and all this, $1 a day. And there it is. There's my targeting.
Yeah.
Right. These guys.
And so those are people that are following those different pages, I guess. Yeah.
So that's what
I'll have to get. Yeah. I definitely need to get more engaged with these different platforms. Because honestly, the one that I've used so far to some extent is LinkedIn.
But LinkedIn is $10 a day and it gives you targeting, but it's more B2B. You can certainly do apartment associations.
Exactly. That's really, so like those big jobs that I'm trying to get in the last quarter of this year, that's where I actually traced the relationship all the way back to LinkedIn from a couple of years ago. Yeah. And to your point, it's really good for property managers and construction managers and that sort of thing, but not so much residential, obviously.
Yeah. So we've got to pimp out your profile here. So don't have a picture of a few shingles, have a picture of a few of your dudes on a roof or something like that.
I tried to change it this morning. It wouldn't let me change it on my phone because I had a feeling you would mention that.
And then we look at your posts. The chicken and the egg is that because you don't have that much of a following, you're not getting, this is good. Okay, you got more engagement on this one. You're making
that one
videos. That's good.
That's actually doing quite well on Facebook. I posted that or boosted it on Facebook.
Walking around on the roof. I mean, how do you lose on that? It's very obvious.
Yeah.
Hiring. Okay. No, it's better than just saying you're hiring. Is you have, depending on how big you are, you have an HR person.
Yeah. No, I don't have an HR person, but
you're talking about people you hired
right now.
Or saying how you love contributing to the community and say how you hired X people in the last month or two, like something to make it feel more than like, oh, here's a job post.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you can see even this stuff. Yeah. I really haven't been posting consistently enough. So I need to get
Ponce City Market. I love Ponce. This is great. All the great little restaurants in there. It's so cool.
Yeah. We used to own it's a co-working space right there. And we used to own one right across the street from Ponce City Market.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool area there.
Yeah. So I think literally you can take your 1-minute videos, Zach, and just repurpose this to every single social network. I wouldn't even worry about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Great. Yeah. And then get other folks who are the other roofers, because you're not out there on the jobs as much. Get their videos and start honoring them. Like, oh, check out what so-and-so is doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I actually just asked my 2 repair techs. They do a lot of volume. They're talking to 5 or 6 customers a day. So they're the perfect guys there's no reason they couldn't get one video a day, each of them.
Yeah. Or every week, just have a slide. Most people, when you say it's only 1 minute, some will do that, but I find that it's easier when they batched up. We're like 1 day a week. That's when they spend 15 minutes and they make 5 or 6. But there's some that are, anytime you have a group of people, there's always that top 10% that will really go into it. And the other people, whatever, you can try to encourage.
Yeah. No, it's funny. I had this on my list for last week to make 3 videos last week. And then I ended up doing them all like one after another, just in like
when you're in the zone, you're kind of in the groove, and you just crank out 10 at once. And in 15 minutes, you've made a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Like you see that I teach from example from that. So as busy as I am, I'm constantly making videos.
Yeah.
But then you'll see like one here, but then it'll be like, oh, this one didn't load. But there's a 40-minute one here, which is a podcast, which we're chopping up. There's a minute one, but you'll basically see these batches. You see they come in batches.
So these are all, like you did all this in the past week, it looks like, right?
These are all the last few days. Yeah. This is all fresh. This is while I'm speaking at a mastermind. And in between, I'm running off to go to the bathroom. Someone comes up to me and we make a little video. Could be like this, this, right?
Hey, my name is Steven now, and I have 3 million likes on TikTok.
But what's better?
Leads are better, because with just 3 million likes, you won't get anywhere.
And when you have leads, you can reinvest in the business. Now, what does TikTok do that's so special in that?
That guy's 3 million likes on TikTok. He's a big TikToker, right?
Yeah.
But he's trying to start a social agency. His dad is in our coaching program. So he's big on TikTok. So I said, let's make a TikTok and you can post it on your TikTok. How about that? Right? He's like, oh, would you be willing to do that? I'm like, yeah, you have 3 million likes on TikTok. Heck yeah. Or things like this. Initially we take a picture, but then we make a video. This guy, he started an agency. He went from nothing to $23,000 a month, which is not bad for this kid. And he's talking about what his tip is and giving some encouragement about that, right? That's pretty cool. Absolutely. But that's a batch. You see, this is another batch of videos. This guy, it's the same guy. Okay. Yeah, because we did a batch of like 5 or 6 of them, just like that, right? How long did it take me? 10 minutes total.
Yeah. So the ones that we got so far, do we go ahead and all the videos just post them organically and
just post them all. Don't even worry about trying to be fancy, right? Post them. Like here, these ones are all recorded raw in our video studio from a week ago. You can see there's like 5 or 6 of them. We just boom, 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 just like that, right?
Yep.
And these are raw. I posted them raw and they actually do great. But then we're going to try to edit too. So this is one where I shot all this stuff and I said, you know what? I bet you people didn't know I shot this on an iPhone. So here, I made this. Inside a professional video studio. Look at the quality of this image. Here's a little secret. It's being filmed on an iPhone. Did you think an iPhone could create quality this good? Well, guess what? The modern day iPhone is replacing the DSLR. And then all these people commented on it. And they said, well, yeah, it's an iPhone, but you also have some fancy lighting and a killer studio. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's some help.
You can see, like, I'm literally making these in batches, right? Here we are, we're driving sports cars at the racetrack, right? And we're making little videos along the way. I'm taking a bath. Yeah. I'm doing little videos along, just a batch of them. Boom, 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 right?
Yep.
How long that take me? Not long at all. And most of them are 15 seconds.
And the content of these videos, what are they? Literally, they have nothing to do with digital marketing.
Nothing to do with it. Like here, I'm teaching at a workshop in Kosovo. And this guy started his agency 2 years ago, and now he has 40% of the ad spend in the country. And I got to meet the president of Kosovo, not Joe Biden. And these other people, and here we're just walking on the steps eating ice cream, and we make a video.
So Ben has KFC in Kosovo as a client, and he was telling me he ran out of chicken. The KFC was running out of chicken. And tell us, why is that?
Yeah, it happened several times. We had one campaign. It was 8 with 2. You get, for €2, you get 8 strips. And 12 hours after we launched the campaign, we were out of chicken. So we had to turn it off.
They're just telling stories. And how awesome is that, right?
Yeah,
Here,
absolutely.
We're walking along and I saw some roasted corn. So I said, well, let's get some.
Well, let's have a piece of corn. This grilled corn.
And then you can do a voiceover on top of it. You can see literally I'm just recording tons and tons of these. And then other people are sharing stories on Instagram and whatnot and are tagging me, right? See, like this is someone else who made something about me as I was teaching a workshop. So we have other people that are collecting this. Then I have my book. So I'm promoting the book here in Kosovo because their bookstore has bought copies of it.
How does your VA decide what to actually use?
It's all based on the topic wheel. You have to have a topic wheel. If you don't have a topic wheel, then it's just random. But if they see who these people are, they know what topics I care about. They know it, right?
Gotcha.
If you don't have a topic,
that's how they're deciding.
You have to give them context. You have to upload it. You have to explain it each time. And every one of these things becomes a project. And it's no.
Yeah.
I'm lazy. I'll record the video. But then once I record it, that's it. I don't do anything else with it. I don't upload it. I don't explain it. I don't say like who this person is. It's just like they should know what to do. If they know the content factory and how that works. They understand my topic wheel and everything in my personal brand manager. They should be able to handle this, right?
And how many VAs does it take for a guy like me, do you think, to have that same situation where I record the video and then
3 or 4.
The rest of it is
3 or 4 at like $500 to $1,000 a month, where you pay them directly.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, and we can literally come into one of our groups and literally just say, "Hey, Zach Reece, look, we had 20,000 people in here. We could literally record a video saying, oh, you guys are doing stuff for these other people. Here's Zach Reece. We can do one right here." Right?
Yeah, there you go. Then
all these people start applying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Someone said here, I'm speaking at this conference in Pakistan.
So these guys are mostly, they're working part-time.
These are full-time people in Pakistan.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Look at these people. They're all making their little videos. What's this one?
About my introduction, I would like to thank Dennis Yu for creating this group where freelancers and service providers have a great opportunity to get hired or get a job. And Samir Khan, also known as aka Sammy, for managing this group. Obviously, there are many others, but I personally know him, so I would like to thank him for showing this great effort.
This morning, right?
So my name is Yunus. I'm currently living in Lahore. I'm doing my A-levels in business studies, computer sciences, and economics. Beside my studies, I'm also connected with Extreme Commerce. I have been in Lahore incubator for around 6 months.
You can hire this guy for $500 a month full time. Not bad. I mean, he has to go through our training, of course, first and all that, but why not?
And
right?
yeah, I was actually curious. So is the training one of the ones that's on the academy?
They go through all these guys have to go through our training. Yeah. And if they qualify, we have them work on little projects, and then eventually they can be adopted by any of our clients. We're creating jobs. The whole mission of what I'm doing here is to create jobs for these guys.
You don't want to sell more roofs? Come on, man. I thought you were doing it for the roofs.
No, but when the more workers you have and the bigger your brand is, the more roofs you sell. So you win too. Yeah, it's great.
You're dead on. It's a win-win all the way around. I mean, it's crazy when I think about in 2 years, we've gone from 2 people to 15 people. And I mean, that's just the beginning of what could be a couple hundred people at the when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say win-win because it's a corny thing to say, but it's true.
Yeah.
Look at these people here. All these guys are posting that they're hiring. They all want to hire people. Mostly are Americans, right? Hey, we need another HR manager. We need people that are whatever. Here, look at this one yesterday. 16-year-old girl. 11,000 people saw this.
Oh, you're such
Look at what she has to say. Look at it. Would you not hire her at $200?
I didn't know a lot about you.
Oh, absolutely.
Your Facebook group and was curious to know more. You're such an amazing human being that you provided this opportunity, with the help of which we can introduce our skills and talent to this platform. Me and a lot of people who are looking for this platform will now be able to polish their skills and will bring them to an expert level. So here's my introductory video about the content writing that I learned. Let's start. I am Zainab Asif. I am 16-year-old and I'm very passionate and interested about this skill. I want to bring it to another level and want to move further in this field. I'm a content writer and I'm able to introduce those words which will bring a particular message.
Okay, so it's incredible. It's incredible that the way the world works now, that somebody like that can have an opportunity like to work on stuff like this. It's crazy.
Yes, she came in and she said she wants to be a content specialist. Okay. Well, we're not just going to hire you off of that. You're going to have to go through our courses, learn how to repurpose content, learn how to use Descript, learn how to do, like, here's examples of all the stuff that we have. And if you qualify, we will hire you at $1 per hour, which is $160 a month.
Yeah.
And you make $2 an hour, and then you make $3 an hour, right? You can't hire someone at $1 per hour in the US.
Oh, it's impossible.
Plus, in Muslim kinds of countries, women are treated as second-class citizens and disrespected and all that. But we're hiring a bunch of these women, and they're doing a great job. They're providing for their kids when otherwise they're stuck in different ways.
Yeah,
because like man won't let them work or whatever it might be, and here they are. They're still able to take care of their kids, and then at night when the family's sleeping or whatever. But we have American clients that are out doing stuff. They're working from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. their time, which is perfect our time.
Yeah. No, it is. Sometimes I've got that guy in India that helps me out on stuff, and sometimes I send him stuff overnight, and by the time I wake up, it's already done. So it's perfect.
Yeah. So imagine we add 2 or 3 more people here from this group working on your team.
Yeah. No doubt.
And then I can highlight that. I love highlighting that. And then everyone else can see this 16-year-old girl is working for Zach, and here's what she's doing. And here's the way she went through this training, and this training. And then if you do the same thing, you can also have a job. Because then people think, well, she already got hired and there's no more jobs. No, we have thousands. We can hire thousands. No problem.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. It's pretty cool, man. I love that you're on a bigger mission.
And then all the stuff like you and I went over today, like looking at the SEO and setting up Tag Manager, or like whatever it is, it's we've taught how to do all of these things step by step already. There's nothing new that we have not done thousands of times. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I think it seems like we've got a lot of the digital plumbing piece of it kind of in place and ready to rock and roll. It's just a matter of creating content and being disciplined about going in and boosting it and optimizing it and all that stuff.
As long as you can collect all those videos, then you can have a couple of these folks basically process everything. Because there's what we don't want to do is try to get these people to write articles from scratch. That's just going to, I mean, you can try to drive us your way there, but what we want them to do is like, so if you and the other techs are collecting these videos and you put them in a central Google Drive or Dropbox or something like that, and then our people who are trained up in the way that you see we have all this training, they can process it. So I really think the people in the Content Factory are for processing. They're not creating content. They're not trying to like make up words and put them in your mouth. That just gets you into trouble. They're not trying to go
to be honest with you, and that's the one part of it that I'm comfortable with. I don't have time to do the other part of it. So it's a perfect situation. I have no problem spending 10 minutes out of my week to film some stuff. And I just don't have the time to sit behind the computer and then process it and post it to 6 different places. And
but Zach, now that this, imagine how different that is from the way most other roofing companies or service-based businesses are approaching digital. They don't realize that all you have to do is make the videos, and then the processing can occur by other people. But they think, I'm just going to write a check to some SEO company, and the SEO company doesn't need anything from me. Well, then what ingredients are they starting with? Are they having to make it up? Are they having, and there's nothing more powerful than video. So how are they going to get video if I'm not involved?
No, and that's exactly what I've seen. That's why we've kind of capped out on our digital marketing efforts without creating content. Creating good.
And the business owner, people like you are so busy. I don't have time. This looks like a lot of effort. But wait, if you just have to if you can just carve out 15 minutes a week and have all the other people do 15 minutes a week, then all this, the agency, or whatever you want to call it, is a combination of in-house people that are collecting and processing, plus a couple external people that help on certain things. So the agency is really just processing. And the ads are owned in-house. I think advertising should never go outside. Processing can go outside.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and it's funny. My dad, he's kind of like an activist investor he's owned just tons of different companies over the course of his career. And he's, for a while, he's been wanting to kind of get into social media stuff and really connect with more people and find good businesses for us to potentially buy too. And he hasn't done it because he's behind. He's got this mindset of, I don't have the time to do that. And if I could get something set up even for him, that was more, who knows how many jobs he could create by buying different businesses and starting to apply this at scale too. I mean, I'm doing this on a small local business.
Zach, which is crazy, and I'd almost want to do this if I had more time, but I see friends of mine that are taking businesses, like these guys are actually good at roofing or garage or whatever it is, but they just suck at marketing. So these other, my friends are good at marketing. All they got to do is just basically add some marketing to it. And now the business is worth 5 times what it was worth.
Well, that's what I'm trying to. So whether it's bundling up roofing companies or buying other local businesses, that's kind of where I'm headed for sure. I mean, I'm obviously only at 31. I've got a lot of years ahead of me in this thing. And luckily come from a private equity sort of framework and mindset and stuff. But I'm not going to buy them before I really understand the marketing piece of it. I don't want to go out there and start buying businesses up and then all of a sudden say, we do 50 million a year in revenue and we lose $1 million a year in the bottom line.
Yeah, that's no good. It's not the top, the bottom line. Yeah, I hear you. It's a take home.
Yep, no doubt.
But certainly when you get bigger, you can decide to buy out other people, or you can just franchise out, because the difficulty with buying other people's companies is they have to then adapt to your SOP, and they may or may not want to conform and whatever, right?
And it's going to be really hard to get a lot of these baby boomers that are mid 60s that own roofing companies, own plumbing companies to to adapt to a HubSpot type of framework and mindset, it's tough. It's tough because they've been doing something the same way for 30 years.
If you take it over, have to move everything over to your systems. But if we really think about it, you're going to run all the campaigns, you're going to answer all the calls and book all the leads or whatever. So then all you really need are the roofers, the techs themselves.
That's true. You just need, you can have centralized operations. There's no doubt, because
like Tommy is a centralized call center. He's got this one room full of people.
Yeah. And that really is the way to do it when you say it like that, because I mean, when I think about what Jennifer does and what Danielle does for me and what Edna does, those are my three ladies in the office that help out tremendously on operation stuff. And they don't even come to an office. We're all virtual. So it's like they could be doing it for LA at the same time that they're doing it for Atlanta.
Yeah. Ever since COVID, everything's moved that way.
Yeah.
Then if the economy takes a dump, it's even better. Like everything's on sale. So you can acquire all these other businesses and acquire labor for much cheaper, because things are way too expensive right now.
Yeah. No, it's going to be, we'll see. It could be good timing, but I'm hoping over the next 6 months or so, we'll start to really get this thing humming, and
let's do it.
Yeah, man.
Awesome. Was this good?
Oh, super helpful. Super helpful. Yeah. We'll just keep chipping away and doing the videos and stuff and boosting, and maybe next week or whenever you're available, once these run through their 10-day thing, then we can kind of take a look at the data. I'm kind of an analytical guy, just like you are. So, I mean, I think it's, to some extent, I was looking at, I watched the video that your partner did on the Academy too, that was about analyzing Facebook ads. And it's pretty clear that you kind of want to look at through play rates, and then where a video is dropping off as it gets 3 seconds and 10 seconds and 15 seconds. And the one good thing was I was getting about 3 cents a through play.
Oh, you're showing me. Yeah, that's good. But don't stop there. Keep going. I mean,
because we were getting.
You want to see the quality on the comments, and you want to see people staying longer.
And that was the thing. It was clear, even though I was getting 3 cents of through play, then I started to look at how long people were watching the video, where they were dropping off. And some of them were getting to 14 seconds of a 16-second video. Others were dropping off after 6 seconds. Yeah. And so there was a big discrepancy there.
Right? A lot of top of funnel stuff, people will just they just need to see who you are 5 or 6 times. And then when it's right for them, then they're going to actually stop and watch and see. But people have to see you a few times before they're willing to give you that 30 seconds or whatnot.
Well, I'm really curious to hear too, once we get this stuff running and everything. I just for experimental purposes, I did one ad or one post that was very salesy, like bottom of the funnel salesy. And it has been, the numbers have clearly indicated like people don't really like that. And I mean, it's at like 40 cents.
You have to build trust. Once they build kind of awareness of who you are, that same post, don't worry about that post being salesy. It's just you need to have things in the right order. So if people...
So sequencing, right?
Yeah. That's the whole why, how, and what. So there's nothing wrong with the sales post that you have. Just get other posts in front before. Don't have the sales post be the first thing they see.
The first. To sequence these in the correct order.
Well, don't worry about sequencing. Just get it all out there.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
We taught stuff on how do you set these different rules, kind of like a HubSpot autoresponder kind of thing. But now in the last year, because of TikTok and Facebook, the algorithm will figure out retargeting for you, which is a huge win for us.
Really? Okay. So it's going to sequence these itself once it starts to figure out who's liking them.
The AI is scary now across all. Google. I had lunch with one of the Google YouTube product managers, and she was explaining that they're playing catch up in this area on the target.
That is pretty wild. So you're saying why, how, what? It's going to figure out that they need to be in that order.
I mean, they have to think about it. I mean, it's good luck trying to. There's only so many Zach Reeses that are willing to spend the time to learn how to do this stuff. Most small businesses have no idea. So the network's.
Well, that's a good point, and they want these businesses to be successful. So in order for them to be successful, they need the algorithm to be better. And so they invest in it. Yeah, makes sense. Yep. All right, man. Well, I really appreciate the time. I know you've probably got many other things you could be doing on a Sunday. So I really appreciate it.
This is fun. I love seeing people win. The thing I love the most is seeing people take action, because what often happens is that, I don't know what causes this, but there's some people where they just want to ask questions and like, all right, let's go. And then they go, no, I have more questions. You're never going to learn everything there is to know about internet marketing, right?
Yeah.
You're going to learn because you get going, not because I explain something.
Then you learn way more by doing than you do sitting there reading.
You're going to see which things are working, and it's going to cause your brain, because you're analytical, think, well, why did this one do better than this other one? And then then it becomes exciting, right?
Yeah. No doubt. Totally agree.
Awesome, Zach. I appreciate you, my man.
No, I appreciate you, man. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye.